Welcome to this Sunday Gospel reflection. An old farmer trudged several miles through freezing snow to his local and very remote chapel for Sunday service. No one else is there apart from the priest, who says, I'm not sure it's worth proceeding with the service. Should we not better go back to our warm houses and have a hot drink? Hoping the farmer would agree with him. Well, the farmer said, I'm just a simple farmer, but when I go to feed my herd, if only one beast turns up, I sure don't leave it hungry. So the clergyman, feeling somewhat ashamed, delivers his service. With all the pomp, the bells, whistles, hymns, readings, full ceremonials, lasting a good hour and a half. And he proudly ended with the observation that no matter how small the need, our duty remains. We have to fulfill our duty. And he thanked the old farmer for the lesson he has learned. Was that okay? Asked the priest after he closed the chapel and the two set off back home. Well, I'm just a simple farmer, says the old man, but when I go to feed my herd, if only one beast turns up, I sure don't force it to eat all the sacks of feed I had brought for the whole herd. See, we humans, we are very queer. We can see very big, but we can handle very little. We have big dreams and ideals, yet we can only achieve just a fraction of them. We dream of doing it all, but in reality, we can only accomplish a small part of the whole. Like the priest of the story, we want a full church for our glorious services. We want the best for ourselves and for others. We want to love God in the best possible way, to be a success. But, and a big but, we also know that we are weak and too often do not have the means and the strength to live up to our best dreams and ideas. So, how do we survive? To save energy and effort, we take shortcuts. We reduce our targets, water down our ideals to make them more manageable and within reach. This is why the scribe, an expert in Jewish law, asked, which is the first of all commandments? You see, Moses had started by breaking the law into 10 big commandments. You remember them. But each one of those commandments was still too big a mouthful for the people. So with the passing of time, his followers broke them up into a full 613 major laws. Forget about the minor laws and regulations. Poor scribe, just like us, he could not cope with all the demands of the one big commandment. So he wanted to know on which one sub commandment he should concentrate so that he could somehow forget all about the others. And Jesus replied, the first commandment is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is your Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. As if Jesus wanted to tell him, this is the only one and true way of life that will make you children of God. Go the whole way without taking shortcuts, without cutting corners, without watering down the beauty of the life God has created us for. Knowing well humanity, even Jesus felt the need to break this one big love for God into a somewhat smaller and manageable love. He continued, the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Not only God with all your heart, but your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. There is no love without love of neighbor. There is no love of God that can be reduced to comfortable, sweet, and easily digested pieces. The only way to reduce our love for God to a humanly manageable dimension is to measure the love of neighbor on our love for ourselves. Yes, the most heroic, wonderful, and all embracing love we might have for God will remain just an airy fairy dream if it is not cut down to that measure of the needs and well being of the person next to us. And that is the bite size love. That is the only way to love God, in a bite sized love. And the good scribe spells out the highest of standards of the love Jesus is speaking about. Well said, teacher, he says. You are right in saying he is one, there is no other than he. And to love him with all your heart, all your understanding, is to love your neighbor as yourself. For love to be true, it has to be like God himself. He is one. There is no other. And that one and no other, that's exactly who me and my neighbor are. We just take it for granted that you and me, we are two bite sized realities. This will help us to somehow manage and come to terms with the price that love demands of us. Real and true love takes us much further than this bite sized love. If our love is real, then, like God, we are no longer two, three, five, 1,000. Like Him, love makes us one with everyone. The pain of the beloved becomes my pain. Your joy becomes my joy. Your life becomes my life. Because love removes all kinds of distance between the lover and the beloved, whilst respecting fully the other person's difference and uniqueness. No, we do not need to break up the one and only commandment God gave us when He created us into smaller, more manageable commandments. We need only to break up our fears, our pride, and selfishness. All we need is to allow the person next to me to tell me how she or he needs to be loved and supported. You see, love does not mean doing great things. It means doing small things with great love. And great love is not afraid of smallness. I can never offer a perfect love because I am weak, I am limited. But I can offer all that I am, all that I have, when I can, how I can, as much as I can. I do not need a church full of people to start loving. I just need to give all my love to the person I am with, wherever, whoever that may be. Let us stop trying to fill up our churches and concentrate more on filling up the hearts of those we meet with a real, sincere, even if fragile and imperfect, love. Let us put all our love in that bite sized little act of everyday love. Then the words Jesus said to describe will apply to us also. We too will not be far from the kingdom of God. God bless you and thank you.